How y'all doing on this Wednesday afternoon? I'm just going to start right in. Today, we're observing a national day of mourning for the 41st President of the United States. By now, you may have heard or should have heard that President George H.W. Bush has departed our world to go into the next. And I hope and pray that he is resting in peace. And, pray that his family and friends are comforted and during their time of bereavement. On this day, President Trump has declared this a national day of mourning. A lot of federal services have been shut down, including the Postal Service across the nation. It is reported that your mail will not be delivered. The post office has stated that they will deliver limited package service. So that's about it. But once again, this is in honor of President George H.W. Bush. So we want to just observe this day, this solemn day, to recollect over his life as the president. Now, many people may not have agreed with his policies, but I believe that that's a part of the presidency. This nation has been founded on two different point of views. Well, I would even say three, if you include the Independent Party, which we don't talk much about, but there's the Democratic Party, and then there's the Republican Party. And President George H.W. Bush belonged to the Republican Party, and he accomplished a lot of things in his life. He was a World War II war veteran. He was a senator. He was the vice president to Ronald Reagan. And then he went on to become the 41st president and did a lot of things during his presidency. Excuse me. He accomplished a lot of things during his presidency. So we just want to just think about, these presidents, how each of them that take their place in office, the office of the presidency. Each president is different. So we can look back on his life. There's a lot of services and ceremonies going on, have been taking place since Monday. As a matter of fact, you probably, if you missed any of it, you can more than likely YouTube it. The news channels have been broadcasting live on social media and on their outlets on television, on cable TV and local TV. So if you would like to honor the President George H.W. Bush and follow his funeral, and ceremonies and celebrations, I believe it's still going on, and I believe Thursday he will be put to rest in a private ceremony. So just something, that I wanted to bring into light and talk about. Again, may he rest in peace. Okay, so now I'm moving on to another topic. I'll make it brief. And of course, this is about a shout out to the Cowboys and Cowboys Nation out here. Okay. I want to say first, congratulations for defeating the number one team in the league, the Saints. Now, I'm out here for the Saints. I love me some Drew Brees, but I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, but you know, I love me some Drew Brees. My camera's getting a little blurry here. Sorry. Okay. I love me some Drew Brees. I'm gonna say that again. He's a legend. Okay, you can't deny that he's a legend. And the game, I would have to say, the game has to go to the Dallas Cowboys defense. I give the most credit for defeating the Saints to the defense. Really, we have to. Okay, if we're gonna be realistic, we're gonna have to give it to the defense. Now, with the exception of Zeke scoring a touchdown and Maher making 2 field goals, we were only on the board with 13 points. So I just really I'm just not feeling too confident about our next 4 games if the offense is going to go into the next 4 games by playing the way that they did. I can't even say the Saints. I guess the Saints defense held us, but I just felt like there was more that the offense can do. Dak fumbled a couple of times. He hesitates a lot, and offensive line just isn't the same without Frederick, and we got a lot of miscommunication. Beasley is not really connecting with Dak anymore. Amari Cooper, hot Amari Cooper, okay? But they knew, the Saints defense knew to go after Amari Cooper and to go after Zeke, because they know that is those two are Dak's number 1 weapons, okay? So they were covering Amari a lot. But at the same time, I just felt like the run game to me was stale, because it seemed like Zeke would just run down the middle. There was no play action. There was no entertainment. There was no confusion with the running game. It's like the Saints and everybody and their mom expected them to run down the middle, and that's exactly what they did. So it's like back to that again. And I just felt like when you were going all out for it, we won by, I think it was a fluke. And I'm sorry, I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with me, but I think it was a fluke, because Sean Payton never coaches a game that badly. The refs weren't playing. They weren't making calls like they normally do. That game was just, I don't know. We won, but that game really was a fluke to me. And aside from the defense, like I said, the defense plays like our Cowboys defense plays like they always do. So, that wasn't a fluke. But the way we won the game with only 13-10, the Saints are, we can say that our defense held them to 10 points. That's wonderful. But the offense, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like a ball of confusion. Once again, I have no idea what the offense was doing in light of where's the creativity, where's the surprise for this team. And now we play the Eagles, and I don't know if you saw the Eagles game with the Redskins, and the Eagles won their game, okay, against the Redskins. But sorry to see what happened to McCoy. met the same fate as Alex Smith, where he broke his fibula and, well, his fibula got broken. And it was just so eerie, to tell you the truth. The same thing happened to Alex Smith, the exact same thing. And then Mark Sanchez came in. And it was over. I don't know if y'all remember, he was with the Jets, and then he came with the Cowboys for a couple of seasons, but he hasn't played since 2016 when Romo got hurt. And 2015, and then he played backup, a couple of times, but he really hasn't played since then, since 2016. And then he has to come in and start after McCoy goes down. So that's a bad break for the Redskins. Hey, but I'm more concerned about the Eagles right now, because Sproles is back. Wentz is connecting. He always is. He's very mobile, and Dak is mobile as well. He's a running quarterback. They don't let him run as much. I don't see him running as much. As a matter of fact, he doesn't move much at all. He just kind of stands there like a statue sometimes and hesitates a lot. I see the difference with Wentz. He kind of moves. He gets the ball out quickly, and that's how Dak used to be. So I don't know what's going on with that offense, and we know that Dak can do it. So I don't know why it's not happening. And it has to be the play calling, because we know it's not that Dak is incapable of doing these things, because we know that's what he does. We know that's who he is from college, and when he came in as a rookie, and even in 2017. I mean, now all of a sudden, I guess quarterbacks are getting hurt, so they're concerned. And, I understand that. My suggestion to the Dallas Cowboys management is, work on your backups, okay? You never know what is going to happen in the wake of a game. Look at what happened with the Redskins, okay? Alex Smith goes out, then the backup to Alex Smith, McCoy, goes out, and then they are forced to bring in Sanchez. Y'all don't want to be like that. For once in your lives, be prepared. If something were to happen to Dak, God forbid, we had it happen to Romo. So I'm not banking on it that we're going to have I'm not banking on that Dak is never going to be out, never going to get hurt. I hope he doesn't. He's already had some close calls. We thought he had a concussion one time, got his hand banged up and things like that. And then the last game he got cut on his hand. So just a lot of things are already happening, and the Dallas Cowboys need to be prepared, because we see what happens when starters go down, whether it's quarterbacks, whether it's running backs, whatever. You need to be prepared. I mean, it feels like a broken record, where people are saying this, like, then people make excuses. Oh, well, they lost the game because they had a backup. I just want to know, what is the purpose and what is the point of having a backup if you're not going to develop the backup? The backup should always be prepared in case something happens. That's what they're there for. So the excuses that come from not just the Dallas Cowboys, but the fans, the team, management, everybody, he's just a backup, so he couldn't have won this game. Then why do you have the backup there if you're not preparing the backup to win the game? But that's my take on it. I'm just really concerned. Anything can happen. I mean, look at the Browns. The Browns have won 4 games. So when we look at this team for years, they changed coaches. Hugh Jackson is no longer the coach for the Cleveland Browns. He has now gone over to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's doing awful. So if we want to look at it, it could have been a coaching problem, and that's what we keep saying about the Dallas Cowboys. But the people who need to be listening are not listening to us. Okay. You know, the Cowboys won their last 4 games straight, right? So now Jason Garrett is safe, right? But should that be really, look at how we won, and should that be a weighing factor? Okay. Like, for instance, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers just got canned. Right. And they couldn't even wait till the game was over and just announced that he was fired. So, you know, I mean, I thought that was a bit extreme. You could have at least let the game finish, but they still fired him. But Jason Garrett, I'm not trying to have him go out like that, but I just think that I mean, I really don't want him to have to lose his job. I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. Let me just put it like this. He needs to shape up, or he needs to ship out. What Jerry Jones needs to do is put his foot down. Stephen Jones, whoever is in charge of this right now, needs to put their foot down and say, hey, if this team doesn't start shaping up under you, we're going to find someone who can shape them up. Because the bottom line is, it's about winning games. Everybody can't go to the Super Bowl. But if I see my team is trying, then I'm satisfied with that. If the Cleveland Browns fans can still be loyal to their team, I mean, they're doing a lot better. They must feel good now because their team is actually winning. But they are so loyal. 0-16 every year. 0-16 every year. 1-15 1 year, you know. I have to give it to those fans. But the Dallas Cowboys fans, we have this high expectation of America's team, and we keep saying it over and over again. Everybody, whether you like the Dallas Cowboys or not, we see Stephen A. Smith always opening his mouth about the Dallas Cowboys, right? He hates the Dallas Cowboys. So you know why? Because he says they're mediocre. That's why he hates them, because they're America's team and they're mediocre. And they say every year the fans are saying we're going to win the Super Bowl. You know what? I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, but I am not delusional. I know that you can tell if a person is playing, if a team is playing in a weak state, what is the point of even making the playoffs when you're going to go home? What is the point of even, glorifying a win that you barely escaped from? I mean, even if you win, look how you won. Are you really prepared to go to the playoffs? Do you think you're ever going to go to the Super Bowl? Excuse me. Because like I said, everybody can't go to the Super Bowl. Everybody's not going to be, 12-4. Everybody's not going to be, win their division and all that. We know that. But you at least need to fight and act like you want to win. I don't know what it is. Maybe some teams are just not. Some teams are trying and some are not. But I'm talking about my team. My team just seems, but aside from the defense, it's either the defense is doing well or the offense is doing well. So we basically have a problem with that. For the last couple of years, it's all been defense. And, I think it's due to the changes. We got Rod Marinelli, okay, and then Chris Richard from the Seattle Seahawks. He came over here. He's a defensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator and coach, okay. He's the defensive coach, and Rod actually kind of handed the reins over to him, because I believe he's getting ready to retire this season. So Chris Richard has options. I don't know if he wants to stay with the Cowboys or what, but would love him to, because our defense has been popping off ever since he came. So I really believe that when the Cowboys do see and make these changes, we can be the teams that's popping off, like the Rams and the Saints and the Patriots and all of that, But I don't see it until they see it and make the changes. I just don't see us going for the last 4 games unless they make some changes and come hard. And Jason Garrett is, I don't know, he was in the hot seat, and now people are saying, oh, because we are winning, and now he's not. If you're winning, and if you just want to say you won, if you barely like escape sudden death, if you barely win, I really don't see how you can say that your coach is doing his job. I don't see how. I mean, you won. I get it. A win is a win. But to me, it's how you win. If you're on shaky ground, because you're not going to be that lucky the next time. Basically, what I'm saying is you're barely scraping through. And especially if you're going to win the division and go to the team, you might as well just pack your bags and go home. Because you're going to go home and you're going to get hit hard with the team that wants to win and has the capabilities of winning. So that's all I'm going to say about that. It's like the same thing I've always been saying. And I'm not a delusional fan. I'm not going to sit up here and I'm here for my team. Don't get me wrong. Because when you talk negative about something or you criticize something, the first thing people are going to say is, oh, you're not loyal. Yeah, I think that it's the truth that shall set you free. And if you want to actually be excellent and you actually want to get somewhere and you want to, you want to actually be who you claim to be instead of talking about it, then I believe that you need to listen to constructive criticism. I never go around here saying, oh, this person sucks, our quarterback sucks, and things like that. So no, I don't do that. I don't jump on the bandwagon or soon as this team is popping off, I'm going to that team and going to that. I admire a lot of players in the NFL and I give them props where it's due. But my team is the Dallas Cowboys for life. And I feel like a fan, as a fan, I feel like constructive criticism is what we should be saying. We should be giving an offering. They can take it or leave it. They're the ones that got to play, and if they're the ones that got to be out there, if they want to win, this is their career and their lives. We're here to support them. They're here for our entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's their jobs, it's their career, and it's their goals. So maybe they got different goals. I don't know. Maybe we're just beating a dead horse, or maybe we don't know what their goals are. But nevertheless, I know what our goals are. The goal of every fan in the NFL is to see their team winning games, making the playoffs, and going to the Super Bowl. Now, the thing is that there are only 2 slots for the Super Bowl, and there could be only one winner, okay? So we know that our team is not going to win the Super Bowl every year, but it's a goal for us. We would like to see it. And the bottom line is, no matter who is in the Super Bowl, it's the Super Bowl. We're going to watch it regardless, okay? And, we'll just be like, oh, hey, we'll cheer for this team if our team doesn't make it, right? That's what we do. That's the entertainment of football every season. So, well, we would love to see our team. Let's realistically make it plain. Our team is not going to go to unless you're the Patriots. I mean, they don't even go every year, but they do go more frequently than other teams. Hey, must be nice for those Patriot fans. But realistically, your team is not going to go to the Super Bowl every season. So it would be unrealistic for us to expect you to. But if you haven't gone in a while, like our team is like hitting on 25 years, just almost, I don't know if it's exactly 25 years, but it's been a while. And it's, that 20 something years, it's 22, 23 years. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, that's a long time to not go to the Super Bowl. So yeah, if we keep talking, if the Dallas Cowboys are still screeching and shouting about Super Bowl time. It's time for the Dallas Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's because it's been 20 something years. So are we being unrealistic to expect them to go to the Super Bowl? Heck no. No, we're not. It's been 20 something years. So yeah, we're screeching about it. It's time to go to the Super Bowl. But you're not going to go to the Super Bowl, not going to win the division or do anything if you keep playing like you're playing. The defense, once again, keep doing what you're doing, but always room for improvement, like everybody says. But y'all good. Y'all fine. Hot boys, yes. Offense, definitely room for improvement. Major improvements, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Y'all figure it out. That's on y'all. But I'm out here for y'all. We get to watch them play the Eagles, praying that y'all win. And y'all will win if y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Offense, okay? Defense, y'all got it down pat. Offense is all up to y'all. All right, well, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to go and take care of a couple of things. I'm already ready for the weekend. I really am. I really am. It's like in the middle of the week and I'm counting those days. Okay. 2 days left to the weekend, but y'all have a good one. Y'all, once again, this somber day, honoring the 41st president of the United States as we go on into, the day. Just remember, just think about, as you think about honoring this president, think about what the office of the president represents. It's not just about one man, but when we see this one man or this one person, because even the president doesn't run this nation by himself. But we look at what this one person does. It's supposed to be a representation he's supposed to uphold the standards of our nation. Now, there's debates about what our nation stands for, but it should be what our, we shouldn't just speak in words. It should be what we should live out, the words that the belief that all men were and women and children were created equal, and each person has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That should be what our values stand for. And lately, in the wake of things, I haven't seen that. I haven't personally seen that. I've seen a lot of division. Interestingly enough, Donald Trump has toned it down in the wake of the death of President Bush. Which is a good thing, as he should be respectful. And it's just amazing that he actually is. So I have to give him props. But I wonder, after President Bush has been put to rest, if this is it. Is this a real change? Because that would be nice. It would be nice to have a president who acts presidential. Okay? I gave him props. He gave honor to President Bush, because I'm here for the office of the presidency. Okay. I'm not here to take sides. I don't do that. I believe that our nation should always be where two sides come together and work as one. We shouldn't be a divided nation. We're not called the divided states of America. We're called the United States of America. And I believe that when these two parties do come together and work together with the president, then our nation will be great and will run the way it's supposed to be. But with all this division and everything that's going on right now, it's been quite refreshing and peaceful that Donald Trump has actually been civil. And that's how it should be. That would be a wonderful state for us to be in if it could be permanent, and he would not go back on social media and his rallies and his rants and things like that. That would be so refreshing, that we would be moving in the right direction, and we really would become a great nation again, because that's what makes America great, not this division and this discord and us backbiting each other and fighting each other and calling each other racial slurs and you know, walking in fear and fighting and killing each other. That's not the United States that we are. If it has been in the past, then that's not something that we should be thriving for, because it didn't work. That's why people agreed to move to stop all of that. If that's what really made America great, then why did people on all sides agree to stop it? But you people foolishly want to go back to that. And on this day, I just want you to remember what we are celebrating. We're celebrating a man who actually thought it was more important to represent the office of the presidency instead of promoting himself. And he worked for the public and for the service. He served the people of the United States. And I hope that President Trump will be humbled to really, you know, as he is honoring this president, I hope he will have some type of reflection to look in the mirror and really see what the office of the office of the presidency really stands for, and that he could do these things. You know, that's what we are supposed to do. We are to back our president. But if our president is not standing up for these values, then we're not supposed to. So I hope people understand that this should never be a war against the Democrats and Republicans. If you think that, then you are as foolish as the person who you're following. And I think that's the division that Donald Trump has always brought into this office of the presidency. And that's not what the United States of America stands for. So on this day, I hope that during this somber time of remembrance of President George Bush, that would actually resonate to the Republican Party and to President Trump. So, you know, that's it, everybody. Peace out. Have a blessed and happy day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. And, you know, I'll check you guys later. Okay. Bye-bye.